Hi everyone, this is Koshan here, and today we are going to be starting with the basics of JavaScript and how we are going to implement our website with the help of JavaScript. So, how does JavaScript helps in our website? Why do we need JavaScript? Well, in simple words, we can say that JavaScript actually actually triggers the event and carries the functionality of our website. Well, what I mean about that? So I have opened a simple website to demonstrate the application of JavaScript in website. So as you can see, when I click on this get code box, I am being directed to another page. And where in that page, I am going to add my name and last name. So let's say I am adding my name and I am adding my last name. And when I click continue, so you can see an event is being triggered, and after this event is being triggered, I have been directed to another page. So you might be confused that uh, okay, so I can do that thing with the help of anchor tag. So why we are using JavaScript? Well, I am using JavaScript when I am actually triggering an event. So until the user press the continue button, the event will not be triggered and I will not be directed to this page again. So let me move back and again scroll down in this page to demonstrate more application. Okay, so you can see that this map, when I am clicking on this map, you can see a pop-up is being displayed, which states about the location and how, and few options, more options are there. So when this event is being triggered, so see, you can see that till now that pop-up is not being shown. Just when I am clicking this pop-up, uh, even sorry, just when I am clicking this image, at that point of time the pop-up is being shown. So this says that how JavaScript actually applies or implements our website. Now, at first, I am going to be talking about some basics of JavaScript, like its data type, the conditional structure of JavaScript, the iteration statements in JavaScript, and after that, I am going to be talking about how we are going to apply JavaScript while building our website and where we are going to trigger the event and carry some certain functions after triggering that event. Okay, now so we are going to be starting with the basics of JavaScript by writing some of its codes. Now for running JavaScript in your system, you need to install Node in your system. So how you are going to install Node? To your page and click on Node install and click on the first link and download Windows installer or for Mac OS anything. After the node is being downloaded in your system, you will be to check whether the node is successfully being installed in your system. Just click on, just move to CMD and type node v. So you can see when I type this command, I have got the uh, version of Node.js. So if you have successfully installed Node.js in your system, then this will show the version. My version is 16.13 and it will be different from yours if you are using the latest one. Okay, so so I have installed Node.js in my system. Now I am going to create a JavaScript file. Let's say the JavaScript file is index.js. Okay, now when we are learning any language, what do we talk about? We talk about its data type, we talk about the printing statement, we talk about the iterative statements, we talk about the conditional bodies in and many other things when we are when we are learning any programming language. So in the similar way, we are going to learn everything in JavaScript in the same way. So the first thing is creating a class in JavaScript. So creating a class in JavaScript is not mandatory. It's up to you whether you want to create or not. As it was like in Python. You can create class or you cannot create class. Um, now in this tutorial I am not going to create any class, and in simple way I am going to show you how you are going to implement JavaScript. Um so the first thing that we are going to learn in JavaScript is printing, how you can printing statement. So how you are going to print the value in JavaScript. So for that I am using a syntax console.log. This is similar to the print statement in C, or system.out.println statement in Java. And in console log I am printing any value. Let's say I am typing hello JavaScript. Okay, so I have saved it, and now I am going to check this program. So for that, since the node is being installed in my system, I am going to open the terminal and just type node index.js. So when I click this, you can see that hello JavaScript is being shown. Now, how comes about the data types in JavaScript? Now, what are the data types that we have seen in other programming language? It's like int, it's like float, double, string. So the similar type of data types are present in JavaScript. But in other programming language, when we are declaring any variable, we define the type of variable. Like say we are defining a variable, let's say a, and we are defining the type as int, or we are defining the type of string. But in JavaScript, instead of defining the type of variable, we are defining the scope of that variable. Okay, I have defined the scope of variable, but how the program will know that okay, this variable is having this type of data, let's say int, let's say float. So this in JavaScript, uh, this checking is completely done by checking the content that the variable is having. Let's say I have created a variable a and it stores integer. Now the program will know that this a variable will store only the integer. So this is how the program checks what type of variable, what type of data type that variable is having. Okay, so now create a variable. So to create a variable, as I have told you that there are scope for declaring a variable. Now there are three types of scope in JavaScript. First is let, the second is const, and the third one is var. So how this is different from each other? Const define the constant variable. You cannot change the value of the variable. So if I am creating, let's say const, and this is the scope, and the name of the variable, let's say a, and I am writing something like JavaScript, and I'm just printing the value of this variable. Let's say I'm printing the value in this variable and running the same command. You can see that JavaScript has been declared. Now if I want to temper a variable, let's say I am writing anything like hello and saving it, and just again running the same code, you can see the error message is being displayed, which says that assignment to constant variable. So you can see that in constant variable you cannot change the value. Now the second type of scope is let. So let says that you can change the value of variable. It's up to you. Okay, so I have created this and I'm running. Yes, you can see that the hello has been printed. No error. Now the third type of variable is var. Sorry, var, and save it. Same value, same print. Now how let is different from var? So this is up to the scope of those two variables, those two you can say types. So let is having lesser scope than the var, because if you're declaring the let in a function, that function sorry that that variable will be having a scope in that function only. And if you are declaring a variable in uh, as a var inside your function, and you are calling that variable anywhere from outside the function, that will be same, no error will be passed. So this is how you can see that the var is different from let. Now all the scope is over. Okay, but and now we are going to start with now we are going to start with the conditional statements in JavaScript. So whatever conditional statement we have studied in other language, like if, else, switch, so these are the conditional statement we have studied in other language. So in the similar way, we are going to be studying the same thing in JavaScript too. So in Java, for the if else block in JavaScript is same like others, where we are going to, okay, so let's say I'm creating a variable const and declaring it as 5, and now I'm creating an if block which says that if a value is greater than 10, then this statement will be printed, which is console.log, and it will print let's say hello. And if and else sorry and else it is going to print the value console.log, and it will be world, let's suppose. Okay, so I am now I'm clearing this. Okay, now I'm running the statement. So you can see that the world is being printed since 5 is less than 10. Fine. Now let's suppose I am declaring any other else if block, else if, and let's say I'm creating, sorry, I'm printing, suppose um, a is greater than 5, and I'm going to, let's say, console dot log create, suppose. So you can see again the world is being again the world is being printed. Now let's remove this 5 and print, suppose 6, and run this. So now you can see the create is being printed as it was supposed to be. Okay, so if statement is over, else if statement is over. Now switch case. So switch case, okay, so I am going to clear one thing, that I am going to teach you, or I am going to mention those things in this tutorial which are going to be implemented in building the website. So since switch case is not used so much in our website, I am not going to implement the switch case here, but I am going to be jumping to looping statement in JavaScript. So for that, in looping statement, let's say in the similar way, I am going to create for, let's say I'm creating a variable. The name of the variable is I equals to 0, and the condition is I less than 5 and I plus plus. Fine. And I'm going to print the value console dot log, and I. Fine. Now I'm going to, so you can see that 1 0 0 1 2 3 4 is being printed as it was supposed to be in a similar way. And if I'm going to check any value, like if I is greater than 2, then it is going to print console dot log. Okay, in place of I, it is going to, sorry, it is going to print hello, and else it is going to print this statement. One second. Okay, fine. And I am refreshing this. Okay, so you can see that 0 1 2 and then hello hello. So you have got an idea about the for loop in JavaScript. Now let us talk about the while loop in JavaScript. So for creating a while loop, so first we need to create a variable. Let's say I is equals to 0, and then I am running a loop while I is greater than sorry, while I is less than 5, and then I'm going to print a statement console dot log um, console.log. Let's say I'm declaring the I variable. Fine. Now I'm creating the value. Oh, sorry. I forgot to increase the value of I plus plus. So you can see 0 1 2 3 4 3 4 is being printed. Okay. So what is this I plus plus? It's actually the simple postfix notation that we have already, that you might have already been learned in Java or in another programming language. So what does it mean? It means simply I equals to I plus 1. Fine. Now, okay, so I have forgot to mention one thing, the ternary operator in JavaScript. So many of you might not be aware about what ternary operator is, because many language such C doesn't have, sorry, the language like Python doesn't have any ternary operators. So I am going to talk about ternary operators in JavaScript. So let us create a value. Let's say const and a. In simple words, what does the ternary operator means? So ternary operators, you can consider it as the if-else block. If-else block that can handle two statements at once. Fine. So in if else block, where we are going to handle a multiple cases, such as if a is greater than 5, else if a less than 5, else if a greater than 10, or else this is, or else whatever. So there are not multiple blocks like if else. So there are only two types of blocks. Either the statement will be true or the statement will be false, and nothing else. So just create is so I'm going to print console dot log, and how we are going to implement this. Okay, so for that I am going to print a greater than 5. So it is going to check whether a is greater than 5 or not, then question mark. And if a is greater than 5, I want to print a statement that a is greater than 5. Okay, and if the condition is false, then I am going to print a statement a is less than 5. Okay, so let's run this. Fine. So you can see that, okay, let me clear this. um, so you can see that a is less than 5 is being printed as it was expected. So now you have got the basic idea about the functionalities in JavaScript. And now one important thing that we are going to talk about is how we are going to write a function in JavaScript. So to create a function in JavaScript, we use a value function, and then we declare the name of the function. Then we pass the parameters. Okay, so I am not passing any parameters. And then suppose if we want to print any value, let's say I'm printing a value console.log. I am JavaScript, and I have to call this function. So for calling this function, I am declaring here outside, and then I'm running this loop. So you can see that I am JavaScript is being printed. Uh, Now if you want to return this, so I will just type return, and it is going to hold that value const, let's say hold equals to a, and then I'm going to print that value console dot log. Okay, sorry, hold, and it is save it. Okay, so you can see that I am JavaScript is being printed. Now there is another way to implement the function in JavaScript, and that is using simple notations. So the notation is simple. By typing this simple notation, this simple syntax, a function is being created. So what is this? Means you have just create a open close bracket and just clear put arrow and create the second bracket and create and just created the parenthesis what the function is over in simple words. So how we can implement this type of function? So for that I want to create a function name. We want to create a function name, so how we can create in this method? So you can create this as a as you have created the variable. So I am creating a const a, and what is const a is a function. As I have told you that how the program will check what type of content that variable is having, it's up to that they will check that what content the variable has, that is the data type of that variable. So I have declared a variable. Now what data type it is having? Not data type, it is actually a function. So function, so let's create this, and I am writing this console dot log, and in the similar way I am typing hello world, and sorry I am in this. Now I want to call this function, so a call, and okay, run this. So hello world is being printed. So now you have got the basic idea about the JavaScript, its data types, its iteration statements, its conditional statements. Now we are going to implement JavaScript in our website. So let's move to that. So I have already created a demo.html file, and let me show you. So this is how our file is looking. Now this file, or you can say this page, is uh, full of you can say this page is being created so that you can understand the JavaScript in a deeper concept. You can implement any type of event, or you can trigger any type of event in JavaScript, and you can perform the different operation and different functionalities in your website. So I have created so many instances to just make you understand more deeply about the concepts, how does the event works in JavaScript, and this is what we are actually going to do in while building the website. Okay, so I have created 6 division. So first let me tell you about what I have created. So I have created 6 division tags, and in 6 division tags I have created a button, and this button will actually trigger when someone clicks it, and after the button is being clicked, the various functionalities is going to carry out. Let's take an example. When I'm going to click this button, the background color will change. When I'm going to click this button, the size of the font is going to change. When I'm going to click this, the picture will change. In the similar way, the other functions or other statements will also work. Okay, so now it's time to implement JavaScript in our website. So there are 2 ways how you can add JavaScript in your website. As it was 3 ways in CSS, there are 2 ways, or you can say there are 3 ways only to implement JavaScript in your website. So the first thing is putting all the statements in the script tag. So so we write, when we are writing JavaScript inside HTML file, we need to put all the JavaScript code inside the script tag. As we used to put all the CSS code in style tag, we have to put all the JavaScript code in script tag. So let us create the script tag, and okay. Now I am going to write the JavaScript code. Okay, so what is my first event? Okay, just move on, and you can see that when I will click this button, an event is going to trigger, and after triggering that event, the background color is going to change. So how we can implement this? So the first thing, as I have told you, an event is being triggered. So for checking whether the event is being triggered or not, I have to um, always look about the state of that button, whether it is being clicked or not. So for that I have to call that button. So for calling that button, so you can see that I have already mentioned a name, button 1, to my first button. So for calling that button, I have to use a statement which says document dot get. Now you can see that I have declared the ID name as button 1. So I will click get element by ID. So you can see a number of other tags are also, sorry, the number of other methods are also there, like get element by class name, get element by tag name, get element, get queries. Selectors are also there. So first I'm going to implement this with the help of get element by ID. So I'm going to move on to get element by ID, and what is the name of the ID? The name of the ID is button 1. So button 1. Okay, so I have got that ID. Now I have to check the state of that ID, when it is being clicked or not, whether it is being clicked or not. So for checking this, I have to listen the state of that button. So I am going to add event listener in my in my button. And in event listener we pass two parameters. The first parameter is going to be the type of event, let's say it is click event, let's say it is loading event, let's say it is changing event. So the first one is click event, since I'm going to click the button. Fine. And when I'm going to click a button, a series of steps is going to perform, which is going to change the background color of that section. So the next variable will going to be the series of step. Sorry, the next parameter will be going to be the series of step. Now instead of writing all the parameters, we can just type the name of the function, which will have all the parameters inside it. So it will not make this codes too congested. So I am writing the function name. Let's say the function name is func1. Fine. Now I'm going to declare the function. So for declaring the function, I have told you that we are going to create a function. And what is the function name? So it's func1, and no event is going to pass because we are not passing any such value. We are just triggering this event. So now what we are going to change? Now we are going to change the background color. So for that I have to check where my background color is declared. So you can see that in division 1, in the whole section, the background color is being declared as aqua. So I have to get that element. So to get that element, as I have told you, that I have to get that class name or ID. So let's say I am calling this in the same way as I have called the button. So I am calling this document dot get element by ID, and I am going to pass the name of the ID. Let's say the name of the ID is div1. Okay, so div1, and then I am going to change the style of the background. So for that I have to write this style, since we are changing the style of the background. So we have to write background color. Okay, now what type of color I want to choose? Let's say I am choosing red. So when the event is being when the button will be clicked, it will call this function, and inside the function this statement will be going to execute, which will change the background color of the section. So save it, move to my page and just click on it. Yes, so you can see that when I click this event, the background color is being changed. Now when I'm again clicking on this event, why the background color is not being changing? Means what do you thought, that background color will again change to aqua? So how can I do that? So for that I am going to use the if else statement. So I am using if. I am just copying this. Okay, let's copy the whole thing. I'm just copying the whole thing and just pasting here. So I will check whether the background color is red or not, and if the background color is red, I am going to change it to aqua, and if the background color is not red, I am going to change it to red. Okay, so let me remove this red. Fine. Okay, I need to cover it. Okay, now save it and refresh my page. Click on this, it has changed to red. Now again click on this, it has changed to aqua. So this is the simple way how you are going to execute JavaScript code with the in your website. This is the simplest demo. Now I'm going to execute all the other section which I have created. Now the next section is changing the size. Okay, so I will not create any other instance, but I will do in the same way, but I will just change this thing only. So now I am going to trigger this button, change font size. Now where this button is present, inside division 2, and what is the ID of this button? Button 2. So I am going to get the button 2, and what is the event listener? It is click, and then the function 1 is going to execute. So if document dot get element by ID division 1, it is going to be division 2, and next division 2. Now the size of the paragraph tag is going to change. So now you are going to be now I am going to implement this method using two ways. So you can see that I have to call my paragraph tag inside the if block. So I have to pass some ID. I have to give any name to my paragraph tag. Okay, so I am going to give a name to my paragraph tag. Let's say the tag name is the ID name is let's say para, and then click on and then move here and then check para, and then para. Fine, next. Fine. Now I'm going to change the style. So I'm going to increase the font size of the text. So for that I am using this function for font. So attribute. So I am using this attribute font size, and I am going to change this background color to font size. Okay, and what was the font size earlier? It was 30 pixel. So if my font size is 30 pixel, I am going to change it to 60 pixel, and if my font size is 60 pixel, I am going to change it to 30 pixel. Okay, save it and just refresh your page. Okay, so you can see that when the button is being clicked, the size of hello guys, or you can say the text, changed to 60, and when I again clicking this, so this size have been changed to 30. Now this was the first method. Now the second method is, okay, suppose I am not initializing any ID in my paragraph tag, and I want to call this event, I want to call this paragraph tag somehow. Then how can I do this? So for that, our JavaScript is having another attribute, that is get query selector. Sorry, document dot query selector. So I'm going to change everything to query selector. One second. Query selector, then again to query selector. Okay, so what does this query selectors does? So it works in a similar way as the get elements by ID or get elements by class will work. But the different thing is that we have to mention the path of the ID, sorry, the path of the paragraph tag as it would be needed here. So what is the path of the paragraph tag? So the path of where the paragraph tag is present, it is present inside my division tag. So I have to mention the ID of the division. So let's say the ID of the division is div2, and inside division2 there is a paragraph tag. So I'm writing here p, and why I'm writing hashtag, because to call an ID we use hashtag, and to call a class we use dot. So I'm just going to copy, once again I'm just going to copy this and paste it here. Fine, and I'm going to be pasting here, and now run this. Okay, so you can see that the size have increased to 60 pixel, and then it is being changed to 30 pixel. So this, you have seen that in the similar way it was before, the same way it have run. Okay, now head on to the third section, which says about changing the picture. So the same way, we have to first call the event. So sorry, we have to first call the ID. So the ID is button3, the same clickable event, and then it will be division. Okay, so I'm here not changing this, this will be query selector, it will be division3, and it will be division3. Okay, oh sorry, I am uh, just remove everything and say about the path. So it is image src, and it is under division3. So I have to write document dot get, okay, I'm writing query selector since there the ID is not being mentioned, so I am writing query selector. Fine, and then I am giving the path. So for giving the path I am writing hashtag division 3, and inside division3 there is image tag, and inside the image tag, um, now since the image tag is not a style, we are not using style attribute, but we are heading to src equals, and let's say I have mentioned here image1, now I am changing to image2. Okay, fine, now I am creating it. Let's say I am saving this page. Image is being mentioned, image2 is being mentioned. Okay, fine, now I'm refreshing this page. Okay, see, so just refresh this page again. When I'm clicking this button, so you can see that image is being changed. Now move on to my fourth section, which will say that I am student. Now I am going to change the text of the, now I'm going to fully change the text. So how I'm going to do this? So for this, in the similar way, so button 4 click event, and I am going to change it. So what I am going to change, I am going to change the paragraph tag. So here I have to mention division3. Fine, paragraph tag, Now I am going to add a new attribute which says inner text or inner HTML, and I am going to add this. So what does the inner HTML does, or inner text, is a similar thing. It will change the inner content of that paragraph tag. So inner content, let's say I am student, let's say I am writing I love JavaScript. Okay, so I am saving it. Check it all the things I mentioned or not. Okay, fine. Division, oh no, sorry, division 4 should be there. Then inside division 4 paragraph tag is being mentioned. Fine. Okay, now let's change this, refresh. So you can see that I love JavaScript is being displayed when I am clicking on this button. So you have learned, so let's start from the beginning. You have learned about changing the background color, using style, changing the font size, changing the picture, changing the um, changing the text. Now you are going to learn about displaying a particular text. Suppose where what will this button will do when I click on this button. Sorry, at first this text will not be shown, and when I click on this button this text will be shown. So how I am going to do this? So first I am going to change the style. Since this text is being shown, I am going to make this check invisible. So for that I will just change this text. So it is under division 5 tag, and inside division 5 tag box, inside box it is present. So I will head on to my style tag and will move on to division 5. Okay, and inside division 5 I will display box. Sorry, box is a class name, and then I will add a new style. I guess I have not mentioned earlier in CSS part, which is display none. Display none. So it will make that text invisible. So when I refresh this page, you can see that event has disappeared. Sorry, the text has disappeared. Now I want to bring that text when I will click the button. So how can I do that? So for that I am going to again do the same thing. Button, it will be button 5. Fine. Click event. Fine. It will be division 5, and it will be inside the division 5. We are going to move to class box, and inside the class box I am going to change the style. So the style was style display. It will be uh, visible. So for that I am going to be writing, let's say, in line. Fine. And I'm going to be refreshing this page, and when I click this, yes, you can see that hi, I am Kushan Datta is being added. So when I again refresh this page and when I click, still now you can see that no text is being here, that I am Kushan Datta is not being here. So when I just click on this button, you can see that this text is being shown. So this is how the display style works. So this was what the basic concept of JavaScript, how we are building, how we are going to implement this JavaScript in while building the website, and about the basic concepts like data types, like loops, many more things like that. And this was just the beginning. And when I will build when I will build the final website, means I will just show you some more tutorials on building website. I will add a number of other events, and you can get a wide concept about JavaScript when it will come about triggering the event on change, on loading, and many more things like that. So till now, happy coding.